So tell me about him again.
Okay. He came to us about 3 days ago. He had never been out at liberty before. And he'd been sitting in a little box his whole life. He's not real old. He's maybe a couple of years. Okay. He'd been sitting in a little box with somebody who was mentally not quite, right. Yeah. And it was a family member who felt bad about it and rescued. This is what we refer to as the Winter Palace, such as Catherine's Winter Palace in St. Petersburg. And this is for our poultry, and we just got it installed late last winter, but in time before it got cold. Before that, we didn't really have a good shelter for them, and some of them got frostbite in the winter, and that was of course not good. So we had a donor who helped us get this wonderful tough shed here. We still need to have somebody help us with putting in a loft up here, roosting bars and so forth. But they absolutely love it, and it means that everybody is protected now in the winter. A lot of people ask us why we rescue poultry. And I say, well, why not? They are just as important as anybody else. And of course, a lot of people are just not connected with them. They see them as food, they see them getting out of a plastic bag, and don't really have an experience with where they come from. A lot of people that visit our sanctuary, it actually ends up being the biggest experience for them. I get many notes or calls from people that have been here and said that really impressed me. To see the poultry, how wonderful they communicate, how beautiful they are, and to see them being cared for and know what came before that plastic bag that is now on, the content is now on the plate. And so I appreciate it more, and I think more about it. And of course that is, a big part of our teaching, that we want to just kind of have people question a little bit about what choices we make and how that meat is treated. Have they had a good life? Have their slaughter, has that been done humanely? Have they eaten good food? And what are you really taking in, So the least we can do, I think, is say thank you. Greta was injured when she was a real young one. She was attacked by a cat. And she has actually been with somebody who really has loved her and cared for her. And she's had extensive veterinary care and checkup. And her head is twisted like this. It is not believed that it really is hurting her. She's had a lot of testing done and so forth. We wouldn't keep her here. We would let her go if that was the case. But she eats fine, and she's very social with her other little friend in here. So we believe that she's okay. She came to the sanctuary because her guardian could no longer care for her. He had to move into a small apartment. So she came here, and he still comes to visit her. Oscar was found 2 years ago on the road, and he had collapsed. He had a fractured jaw, and it was all infected. And hi, honey. Yes. And they had to remove half of his jaw. And so now his tongue is hanging out on that side that's missing, and he doesn't have a solid floor, of course, in his mouth, so it's hard for him to eat. But he goes with me everywhere. He's very dedicated to me. Hi. He's 28 years old, and we took him in from the horse shelter and the rescue down the road here, and he is non-adoptable because he's had very severe injuries to his legs. And so he's with us for the rest of his life, and just getting settled in here.
Right.
And he's a very, very nice boy. Initially, some years ago, he was rescued from the auction going to slaughter in Mexico. Somebody bought him there, rescued him from that, and then they could no longer keep him for circumstances in their life, and then he went to the horse shelter that took him in. And then we took him in to give a little more room for them down there. Look at that. Hi, Jack. Jack has a lot of friends. And this is Bo. Hi, honey. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, yes. He's 31 years old. He has Cushing's disease, has had for 5 years, and that's why his coat is so woolly here. That's why he hasn't shed it out. But he gets medication, and it has really helped him. He has an excellent quality of life. He's probably stronger than any of the others here, even though he's by far the oldest.
Now she looks quite healthy.
She does. She does. She also has a severe leg injury and would not be adoptable for the horse shelter. See? Here we go.
Hey, Ginger.
She came in also as a transfer so that we can do basically end-of-life care, which in her case might mean a year or two. The same thing with Jack. They look very healthy now, but because of their injuries and their medications, they've had to be on a lot of pain medication. Their life expectancy is not necessarily. Somebody like Bo, the old one up here, actually has a stronger life energy to him than any of these have. Yeah. Hi, Ginger. Yeah. So this is the yard here for the big dogs for the afternoon, evening, what have you. And you see they have their various dog houses and beds over here, and they have fans and shade and so forth. Let's go over and meet little Annie here. This is little Annie from Edgewood. She's our most recent. And this is her here. Hi, Annie. Hi, honey. Yes. And she's just lying here in the shade. She's only been with us for about a week, and she was dumped literally down in Edgewood, which is close to Albuquerque. Hi, sweetie. Yes. Okay. And she's blind, and she's deaf, and she only has 3 legs, and she's very old. And as you can see here, she's just lying here in the shade and staying out of the way. But this is the way a lot of them looked when they came here. Just really scruffy and underweight, undernourished, frightened, and not knowing what's going on. But she'll be with us for the rest of her life. We don't know what that means. It may be 3 weeks, it might be 3 months, it might be through the winter. This lovely picture is called Going Home, and it is really our mission in a picture. And we would like it to, if we can get donations enough, that it can actually stay at Kindred Spirits instead of being sold, because it really is. See, they're all going home to the light. All these little angel dogs here. And look at him, he's pointing the way. And here's 3 to 1. And they're all going home to the great light. And there's 3 in the light here and going to the light.